Tom Graves, he is a congressman from Georgia. He is a Republican. Why aren't you working harder, Congressman? The president says you're not doing anything.
Well, I tell you, he's become the blamer-in-chief of recent, it seems like. When I think about who's doing the work, I'm from Ranger, Georgia, and I think I'm in Washington more than the president is, and he lives here. So I don't know who's working and who's not around here. But, you know, you look back over how the president has addressed his campaigns. He's blamed Bush for a long time, right? He was just blaming Bush, but yet the Democrats were in control of the House and the Senate. Then he wins the presidency. You have the presidency and the Democrats control the House and the Senate, and he still blames Bush. The American people throw him out of the House, so then he has to find someone else to blame, and now it's Congress, but yet his party controls the Senate. You know, when I was growing up, my dad taught me that, you know what, we have to take responsibility for our own results, and at some point, our president needs to step up and take responsibility for the results that he's delivered for the country, and yet they haven't been good results, and so he finds somebody else to blame.
So what the president's going to do today in Albany, and we're just getting the report, he's just landed, Air Force One has just landed up in Albany, is he's going to come out with a repackaged version, Congressman, of what he put forward in September that is basically to paint with an overly broad brush, calls for higher taxes on top earners in order to finance more domestic spending. And he says that the economy is getting better, but it would be getting a lot better if it weren't for obstructionism in the Republican House. How do you guys answer that? Do you have a response?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. If he thinks we're obstructing him growing the size of government, obstructing for allowing him to have higher taxes on Americans all across this country, then absolutely we're going to stand in his way, because we're about pro-growth, pro-jobs packages. And if he's unwilling to put forth something that meets those criteria and lessens the tax burden, lowers the size of this government, and promotes personal responsibility, he's going to have a hard time in the House of Representatives. But that's what the American people ask for. They're tired of this ever-growing government, and a government that is creating more dependency from the American people on the government. And his own his own slideshow shows that is his agenda. He wants Julia to be addicted to this government, and the Republicans will stand in the way of that.
Julia, of course, as you well know, is the much mocked and much parodied slideshow about a young woman and how she would benefit from President Obama's beneficence and suffer cruelly under Mitt Romney, who also doesn't like dogs. I think they got a dog in there somewhere. Congressman Graves, we thank you so much. We give you the pride of Gordon County, Georgia. Tom Graves, we thank you.
Thank you.